Hello, my name is Julie Entwistle and I'm happy to share my faith journey with you. I come from a family of five, originally from Belfast, Stranmillis area. I was introduced to the Church of Ireland by my mum and dad, who were regular attenders and encouraged me to go to Sunday school and to Brownies, and I happily joined the choir when I was about 7 or 8. And that was a junior choir. So I used to sing in the church Sunday morning, go to choir practice Sunday afternoon, and go back and sing in the church again Sunday evening. And I loved this. I loved the company of the other choir members. I loved the singing. I loved everything about the church. And I suppose looking back, the big difference between then and now is that Jesus and God really didn't feature that very much, because being a Church of Ireland, I became steeped in the rituals of it, and I love today that I can still remember the Venite and the psalms that we sang every week. And yet it was that, in my opinion, a religion. And when I became 19, 20, in university, there were different meetings about Christianity, about faith that I started to attend, and I realised that this was a different kind of faith, religion, and one that really interested me. And I began to see that there's quite a difference between what I had been thinking God was about and what God in fact really is. So I became more and more interested. Didn't take any step of faith when at university, and it was only after I was married and moved to Carrickfergus that I thought, right, I'll find another church, perhaps not Church of Ireland, and see if I can really find out more about Christianity. So I went around the churches in Carrickfergus. In fact, I went to Woodlands Church, but at that stage Les wasn't here, so no, I didn't join. And in fact, I settled in Carrickfergus Methodist Church, and I really, really found a warmth and a peace and a comfort there. And what happened was that shortly after joining the Methodist Church, I was looking for a childminder for Anna, and I'd received a list of registered childminders, and in fact none of them were suitable. And I came across this fantastic childminder who wasn't yet registered, who in fact was a member of your congregation, Anne Hobson. And I'm sure you remember her all very well, Anne and David Hobson, Jonathan Timothy. And it was Anne who took me along to a Barrymoor crusade in the Leisure Centre in Carrickfergus. And it was that night with Anne that I decided, right, I have to really commit myself to Jesus. Ask Jesus into my heart. I really thought there's no way around this. It has to be done. So I really, really thank Anne Hobson for that guidance and direction in my life, and we remained friends for a long time after this. So becoming a Christian really helped me delve deeper into my faith within the Methodist Church, and partaking in the Alpha courses and discipleship courses, home groups. I really developed a long way as a Christian and really, really got to grips with a lot of the stuff that I'd been missing out when I was younger. And what happened was that whenever I was there in the Methodist Church for about 10 years, I really felt God urging me to move to the Elim Church. And I moved there after a lot of prayer. I moved there and settled into the Elim Church quite differently to the Methodist Church. I really felt that I stuck out like a sore thumb. I didn't have the same friends there, so I lost, through my own choice, a whole group of friends within the Methodist, and yet I really felt God directing me there. I stayed there and I grew and developed in different areas of my life. I really enjoyed learning more about the Holy Spirit, and I suppose, that side of the Christian faith. And I suppose it was whenever Anna joined Woodlands Church, and I really thought I would love to go along to a church where Anna and her sons are going, and then by this stage Neil was going along to Woodlands too. And with Neil, Evie and Ella, I felt it would be fabulous to go along to the church where the family were going to as well. And again, after prayer and consideration, I felt a move to Woodlands was God's will, the right thing to do. Since moving to Woodlands, I have felt that I've been fed on meat, potatoes, vegetables, real solid teaching. And I have been eating up this spiritual wisdom, guidance, doctrine, and I have enjoyed it so incredibly much. And some of you may have seen that Jim, my husband, comes along with me at times, and Jim is extremely supportive of me and my faith. Whenever he met me, he knew how important church was at that stage, and I suppose to a lesser extent faith, but certainly church was in my life. So it was no shock to him that I am involved and have been involved over these years. He as yet is still to proclaim his faith, and I'm continuing to hope and pray that it will be someday soon. Thankfully, our sons and daughters certainly have faiths, and we just thank God for that. So Anna and Katie, Neil and Michael, I just praise and thank God for what he's done in your lives and for what he's continuing to do. So my faith journey really seems in many ways to be quite straightforward. And yet, I suppose that, like most of us, it has been through the hard times, the really difficult times, whenever I have held on to God, and he has never, ever left me. And I'm glad to say that he has been a continual source of strength, hope, and comfort to me. I just don't know where I would be without him in my life. He is faithful. He was faithful. He is faithful. And I know he will always be faithful. And I thank God for the hope that we get from loving and serving Jesus. And I know at this stage in my life, where I am a official OIP, and I'm thinking more about, how do I share my faith? And I know that that's an area that I do need to develop further. And I just pray to God that he will give me the ability to somehow serve him more. Because without him in my life, I just don't know where I'd be today. I'm so grateful to him. I'm so thankful to him. And I just want to thank Woodlands Church and all the folk that are in it for the welcome, the encouragement, the comfort and support that you have provided me with too. So thank you all. Bye-bye.